The first thing that's so important to figuring out is how much you should be eating or how many calories you should be eating. And this is going to be found through consistency. I know if I'm not consistent with my diet, it's so hard for me to know how much my body can metabolize or how many calories I can be eating if I'm not doing the same thing every day. So you really want to try your best to be consistent. Consistency is so powerful when it comes to weight control. So how many calories should you be consistent with? This is going to vary so greatly person to person. It's going to depend on your history with dieting, your age, your natural genetics, how much you're eating at the moment. There's just so many factors, and you're going to find that amount through trial and error. Whether you're with a trainer or you're on your own, it's always a process of trial and error because every body is a little bit different. The best way to figure out what your starting point should be would be to track your calories for 3 to 5 days. And this isn't 3 to 5 days of ideal eating. This is 3 to 5 days of what your real life looks like, because this is going to really reflect what you're usually doing and how much your body is usually metabolizing. So you want to start as high as possible, and I'll get into why later on, but a higher amount of calories is going to make weight control and weight loss so much easier down the road. So don't think low is the right way because you want to see results fast, because actually starting out higher is going to be so beneficial for long-term results. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by this or you're not sure which number you should be using, most of my clients range from 1,500 to 2,100 calories for starting points as women. I myself, I'm 5'3", about 130, 135 pounds, and I'm starting this program on 1,850 calories. So if that gives you a little bit more of a guide as to where you should be starting, I hope that that's helpful. Now that you have the amount that you're going to start with, or that you think you're going to start with, really give yourself a fair chance with this many calories. Don't decide after 2 or 3 days that it isn't right for you or you want to make changes, because then you lose that consistency that we're looking for. So if you do 4 or 5 days and you're not seeing the results, then it's not really a reflection of consistency. You want to do at least a week, like at least 1 week to get your body used to that amount, and then from there you can reassess if you want to make changes or not. The big thing that I would say as advice is don't be too optimistic. Which sounds so negative, but you don't want to be like, oh, I could handle 1,300 or I could handle 1,400 and go like really, really low, because it's just going to make sticking to it that much harder, and it's also going to make it harder to keep seeing changes later on. So higher is better. If you want to follow along with all the recipes that I'm putting in my meal plan and all the exercises that I'm doing, you can see all of that on fittolive.ca. I'll be posting everything on there. I'll put the link in the bio below. And if you have any other questions or need a little bit more guidance, feel free to contact me. You can leave a comment below as well, or you can contact me through my website, fittolive.ca. Thanks so much for watching my first video on weight control.